The Rams started this NFL offseason with a hot start, trading for Trent McDuffie, signing Jalen Watson, and making a variety of other moves to solidify themselves as a legitimate contender in the next NFL season. This video, I have 5 predictions for the Rams NFL draft because that's the next thing the Rams gotta knock out of the park in order to contend for the Super Bowl in SoFi Stadium next season. Thank you for tuning in to the Rams Radar. I'm your host, Peo Time. Feel free to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get right into it. Again, these are my predictions. Feel free to disagree with me or agree with me, or let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm not going to get into specific players because I feel like there's a lot of videos about that right now. And to be honest, I just want to be, something fun and different. So we're talking about predictions for what's going to happen in this NFL draft coming up on real soon, not too many days away. So, my first prediction is the Rams are going to trade the 13th overall pick. Now, you might be like, that's not a hot take. That whatever. The Rams trade first round picks like they're going out of business, blah blah blah. Well, I bring it up because I actually think specifically when I look at the draft needs of other NFL teams, I actually think it's going to be the Houston Texans specifically who will trade up with the Rams. That might mean the Rams get an additional first round pick next year, but they would still be in the first round because they would trade back to 28th in this year's draft. The reason why I'm saying the Houston Texans, I just think they're a team that's looking to contend as well. And if there's a player that they think is a blue chip prospect, they've been known to make big trades during the draft. So I could see the Houston Texans being the team that were like, you know what, we'll trade with the Rams, we'll dance, and I could see that happening. So that's my specific prediction for the 13th overall pick. My second prediction is I think that the Rams, with their first pick, no matter where it is, even though I think it's going to be, at that 28th spot with the Houston Texans, I believe their first pick will be an offensive tackle. I'm not exactly sure who that's going to be because I don't know exactly where they'll actually pick it. But even if it is at pick 13, I think that the Rams see an opportunity to develop elite offensive tackle play behind Warren McClendon and behind AJ Jackson, who are 27 and 25 respectively, still in the prime of their career. But the Rams do have they have a hole left by big Rob Havenstein at that right tackle position because he retired after 11 NFL seasons. Shout out Big Rob. But I just think the Rams are a team that when you have a quarterback like Stafford, you want to have as much talent in the offensive line room as possible. And drafting a tackle high in this NFL draft gives them the freedom to, compensate for injuries that happen, things like that. But just in general, it's a good philosophy to always be developing offensive linemen. And I think that the Rams do that very well. And so I think they're going to take an offensive tackle with wherever their first pick is. That's my second prediction. Number 3. Okay, I think that the Rams are going to, at some point in this draft 2 players from the same school. They had a huge success with Braden Fiss and Jared Verse having that pre-team chemistry before coming to the Rams, and seeing what they've done now with signing Jalen Watson and trading for Trent McDuffie. I just think this is a roster building philosophy that the Rams value. So if there's an opportunity to do that in this NFL draft, I think it could happen. It might be on the offensive side of the ball, might more likely is on the defensive side of the ball, maybe, at a linebacker position or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But there is enough of a trend in recent history with the Rams and how they build their rosters that this is something they value. So I think they are going to draft 2 players from the same college at some point in the draft. Who knows? Maybe it's out of the University of Miami or something. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. My fourth prediction is I think the Rams will draft 6 players exactly. I know that the Rams do not have a ton of roster holes right now, just in the current state of where they are, and I think that having the 3 7th round picks gives the Rams a little bit of freedom to move up and potentially get a player in that 4th to 7th round somewhere in there, and the Rams are not shy about doing that. I They have 7 picks right now currently, and I just don't see them needing to draft 7 players. Not saying they won't, but I don't see this as a draft where they're going to draft 8 to 14 players like they have in previous drafts. So I am of the mindset this is going to be a smaller draft class for the Los Angeles Rams, just where they're at right now as a team. I could be wrong, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below, of course. My fifth and final prediction is I believe the Rams will draft not 1 but 2 wide receivers in this NFL draft. One of them will be a burner with the departure of Tutu Atwell. That is something I do think that the Rams value having in their offense, even if it's not something they use a whole lot. And I think Xavier Smith is still the favorite to be the Rams punt returner next NFL season, but I could see the Rams bringing in competition, especially with a new special teams coordinator. There potentially is actually a lot of competition on the Rams special teams just because it was something that held them back last year, and you can contribute a lot of the Rams, fumbles last year, no, not specifically fumbles, mistakes last year to their special teams unit. And if that's something that isn't really necessarily the strength of your team, why not use the draft to improve it, right? So those are my predictions for this NFL draft. I, of course, would love to hear yours in the comments below. I'll put some comments down below to get the conversation started. Would love to hear from you. And let me know your thoughts on the Rams draft. Do you think that they should be prioritizing drafting an offensive tackle? Maybe you think they need to prioritize getting more talent on the offensive side of the ball, wide receiver position, higher in the draft. Maybe you want the Rams to trade every single one of their draft picks because their team is perfect and they don't need anyone. I don't think we're there because let's face it, the best way to improve your roster is to nail the draft. And the Rams have been doing that the past couple of years. Les Snead is in the kitchen. He's in the lab, whatever you want to call it. And he's making good things happen with this Rams scouting department. Can't wait for the NFL draft. Feel free to like and subscribe and hype because that's a thing now on YouTube. And I will be there on draft, at least the first round. I will be live talking about draft with all of you. So I would love to hang out with you all on draft night. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams. And thanks so much, everyone, channel members and people who have been subscribing to me for a long time. As you can tell, I got some work to do on this new studio, and we'll make it all ramdified in over the next couple of weeks.